What is going on, YouTubeverse? John Stanek from Johnny Radio here, bringing you another Top 5 on this glorious Top 5 Friday. And I couldn't be more excited, folks, than to be talking to you about one of my favorite bands from the 60s, the Animals, who came along with the likes of the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who, and the mid-60s as the British invasion in 64 was really when they kind of blew up, and then they lasted until about 69. That's kind of when they broke up. There were some iterations of the band in the 70s that didn't really ever add up to what they were at full force in that 64 to 65 period. So let's get right to it, folks. At number 5, I'm Crying, a single from 1964 that followed up their big hit, House of the Rising Sun. This is an original song that they wrote, which a lot of their songs were written for them, or they covered other artists. A lot of blues artists they covered. They had a real love for the blues of America, and they took the blues and they revved it up into their own style. And this is definitely a good example of that, because it's very upbeat. You have a strong organ, which is a very prominent sound for their band, and then Eric Burdon's vocals, which to me are my favorite part of the Animals. He had this low kind of baritone voice, but then he could go high, and he just always gave it his all. It's so passionate when he says, like, I want you, baby, by my side, yeah. It's just so great, man. He gives it his all. I love it, and that is at my number 5. So now at number 4,
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom Boom, a perfect example of how the Animals loved the blues of America. This was a song by John Lee Hooker, and the Animals took it and made it their own. They stayed very faithful to the original version. Aside from on the chorus, they all sing together, shake it, baby, and kind of rev it up, almost give it a little bit of a 50s twist kind of feel to it, but it just with this reckless abandon that's just so fun and so catchy. And the verses are, just boom, 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 gonna shoot you right down. I like the way you talk. I like the way you walk. It's just such a fun song. I love it. So that is at number 4. Now at number 3,
I'm just a soul whose intentions are good.
Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. Man, this is such a great song from 1965. This was a single that originally was a Nina Simone song from the year prior that they, again, made their own. They kind of sped up the tempo, as the Animals tended to do in most cases. And again, this song really has, it's not just fun. It has really a deep meaning to it. And it's, when you really listen to the lyrics of it, I think everyone can relate to it, because everyone at some point in their life feels misunderstood. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. I mean, if you cannot feel that right here, I don't know, you're not a human being. And the way Eric Burdon sings it with, again, so much emotion and passion, it's just the best. I wish the Animals kept going, because of course Eric Burdon went on to be in the band War and did some great stuff like Spill the Wine, classic. And Eric Burdon's still out there doing his thing. But the Animals, man, they just, the 5 of them together was just something, really. So that is at my number 3. Now at number 2,
We gotta get out of this place.
We Gotta Get Out of This Place from 1965. Again, a song that they did not write, but this song, I believe, was pretty much written for them, or whoever handed it off to the Animals knew that they would be the perfect band to take this song to the next level where it needed to be. Give it that raw emotion that was needed. And man, this song became like an anthem in the mid-60s when the Vietnam War was starting to escalate, especially among the people that were fighting in the war. Just what better anthem other than We've Got to Get Out of This Place. if it's the last thing we ever do. But man, I just love all the lyrics of this song. I think everyone can relate. Again, like, please don't let me be misunderstood. The lyrics of this dirty old part of the city where the sun refused to shine. People say there ain't no use in trying. And then later in the song, see my dad at work. I mean, see his hair turning gray. I mean, it's just, it's about getting old. It's about frustration in life in general. Everyone can relate to this song, and it is one of the best songs of the 60s, period. So that is at my number 2. Now at number 1, House of the Rising Sun. Of course, their huge hit that could never be matched. I mean, and for good reason. This is another song that they did not write. Actually, it's not really known who wrote this song because it's so old. Bob Dylan had done a version of this on his debut album, but the Animals version of this on their debut album is the quintessential version of this song. I mean, again, they take up the tempo. They give it more emotion in not just Eric Burdon's vocals, but the way the organ is performed, the way the guitar, it comes in with that arpeggiated riff, and it builds, the song keeps building and building. It's almost 5 minutes, which in 1964 was kind of unheard of to have a song on the radio that long. So sadly, they did have a radio version that stripped out, I think, 2 verses of the song, which is just sacrilegious. I mean, you can't do that to this song. The way that it builds is just so brilliant. And Eric Burdon, the way he just keeps getting more and more intense as the song goes on. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. Man, it's just so, whatever your connection is to this track, if you've never heard this song before, go and listen to it now and come back and let me know in the comments below what you think, because this to me is not just one of the best songs of the mid-60s, the 60s, but of all time. I mean, the performance is just dynamite, especially when you think about the fact that the drums are very muted in the song. It's mainly guitar, organ, and the bass and drums, again, are not very prevalent in the song, and the vocals are just leading the way. Eric Burdon just so passionately singing this song. It is just one of the best of all time. It is dark, it is intense, it is just one of the coolest chord progressions ever made. I love it so much, and you should too. So let me know in the comments below, what would your top 5 Animal songs be? What did I leave out? They have so many great songs, guys. So I know that there's other stuff that probably would be on your list, but I highly doubt House of the Rising Sun would not be on your list, if not number 1. So thank you guys, as always, for watching. We have top 5s every Friday, Viva La Vinyl, classic album reviews, so much more. Thank you guys, and as always, Viva La Vinyl. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that jazz. Check out some of my other content that you can see on the screen now. Thank you again for supporting Johnny Radio. Take care, and I'll see you soon.